Hello and welcome to another episode of the Black Dog Sports Podcast. I am your host, Arthur Hosey Jr. of the class of 2008. And I'm joined here by our favorite Mississippi State fan by association deal, Delta Devil.
Why you got to go through all that? Everybody know I didn't go to Mississippi State.
Everybody talking about Jackson State looking very good and everything, but they ain't played Valley yet. Until they play Valley, we really can't gauge how good Jackson State is.
Now, why you now you want to get me started on another tangent? You try to maybe act like you.
What? I'm just saying.
You already know that rivalry hits home for me.
And it's gonna be a hard fought game. It's gonna be a hard fought game. But hey, where your mind is to start the day?
Man, look, we 1-0. We on our way to Pac-10 land to go chase a wildcat up a tree. You know what I'm saying? Let's hope we can come back from this road trip 2-0. First ever win against the Arizona Wildcats. So it's gonna be an interesting game. I mean, we've played a few Pac-12 teams in the past, and we hadn't really fared well against that conference. You know, the game that comes to mind is Oregon a few years ago. I mean, but first I want to talk about the Memphis game. We got our revenge. You know what I'm saying? You know, the offense looked great. You know, we didn't crack 100 yards rushing, but we ran the ball. So you didn't think we were going to run the ball at all. So before we talk about the passing yards and the touchdowns, what do you think about the Mississippi State rushing attack against Memphis?
I mean, it was fine, I guess. They ran the ball a lot more. I felt like it was.
I told you.
I felt like it was continuation of what they did at the end of last season. So, and they look like straight up rushing plays. And I like the fact that he balanced that in with a lot of those, those plays where it's an extension of the running game or whatever, where, swing passes and stuff like that. So it looks like he is making a concerted effort to bring in the run. So kudos for that.
I told you, this is it out.
Even though I feel though that Dylan Johnson is a bust, but I mean, it was good.
Why you hating on Dylan Johnson? He from Greenville.
I mean, he went to St. Joe. That's not the same. Like,
I mean, if not for the sacks, we would have had over 100 yards rushing. You know, Real Waters had negative 16 yards rushing due to sacks. So we finished with 97 yards, but from scrimmage, we ran for over 100 yards between three backs, over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. You can't act. He's giving it to you, Arthur. He's giving you a rushing attack.
I mean, yes, he is. I thought that the offense did indeed look good. They scored every time. They just about every time. I would say that I'm wondering how much of this is we look really good as opposed to how much of it was Memphis looked bad. But in my head, Memphis is one of those teams that always brings it. So I'm more inclined to believe that we have a solid offense, solid defense. We got experienced guys. And I feel as though that it probably has more to do with us taking a leap more so than Memphis regressing. Even though now I think about it, why are we playing cat teams 3 weeks in a row?
Well, I mean, dogs chase the cat, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No pun intended. But here's the only thing I didn't really like about, well, 2 things I didn't like about last week's game. The missed tackles. You know what I'm saying? We got to clean that up. That Rucker, that running back, I mean, he shredded our defense. Also, we had 1 sack in this game. 1. I mean, you have a rotation of defensive linemen where the backups, I said last week, could start other SEC teams. You got to get more than 1 sack, Memphis. Yes, I know Memphis is not a It's not the Memphis of old, but it's still Memphis. We're still an SEC team. We're supposed to be able to dominate up front against a team like Memphis. You know what I'm saying? I know Michaela Pounders, is that Memphis, our former commit, Ole Miss commit, and he's playing for Memphis from a number one offensive lineman in the state of Mississippi. But what? He's a Memphis Tiger now, not a Bulldog, not an SEC. I need to see that defensive line get pressure on the quarterback and get him on the ground, get some sacks, get some hurries, get some tip balls. I want to see more sacks though, but defensively, Jet Johnson led the way. He was everywhere. 13 tackles, 7 solos, a half a tackle for loss. Total we had 1 sack and 1 quarterback hurry. We got to have more out of our front 7, or front 6 than 1 sack and 1 quarterback hurry. The defensive story, I mean, Forrest got beat a few times, but, it didn't hurt us as far as it didn't cost us the game. He's going to clean it up. He's our star cornerback. Teams are going to challenge him. He's going to bounce back. We held Memphis, 105 yards passing, 129 yards. I mean, we didn't pick off Hennigan. So we need turnovers and sacks. I need to see that. I need to see turnovers, interceptions, and sacks. Offensively, Will Rogers, 1 pick, 1 bad backward pass, 5 touchdowns, 450 yards passing. That's what I'm going to talk about. Wide receivers, man, look, we're not missing Malik Heath. Yeah, he had one little touchdown against Troy. But I like how this new number 4 looked. Caleb Duncan had a beautiful touchdown catch. I mean, Malik Heath, would he have caught that pass? Possibly. But I like seeing Caleb Duncan get in the offense. Ra Thomas was everywhere. Rufus Harvey. I mean, I remember Rufus Harvey was getting recruited, right? Everybody and their mama, including Gabriel, was on Mississippi State to offer Rufus Harvey. Local kid, star receiver for Starkville, and he got in, and he did a good, 5 catches, 61 yards, 1 touchdown. Fans in the group are upset about his penalty. It's a dead ball penalty. It didn't take points off the board. Let the kid celebrate. Laditra Griffin, 5.
This guy right here froze. I saw it coming, though. As if on cue, Ricardo Suggs. Wait a second. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. We got some technical difficulties going on. It is what it is. Is it me? Okay, so Ricardo hasn't connected. And Derek is froze. Ricardo, you can come on in.
Gotcha. I'm here.
So how you feeling before we get this thing started?
I'm cool, man. I just here at work, just getting the day pass. I'm pretty cool, man. I'm just ready to. I want to see what y'all got to say about the game, Saturday.
Hey man, you ain't finna be sounding like when Mystical hit the door like back in the day, is it?
Yeah, nah, man.
Okay. So Derek was ranting about how he felt about the Memphis game. Now, did you get a chance to catch it?
Yeah, I watched the whole game.
All right.
Man, I didn't even know I got knocked out, but the Wi-Fi here went out for me. I'm at this bar here in Baton Rouge. But,
okay. So I just about to get Ricardo's thoughts on the game.
All right, go ahead, Ricardo.
You did what, bro?
First, Ricardo, what did I cut out at? What did I cut out at?
Oh, I don't know.
It's no real telling if I can be frank with you.
I was asking Arthur. He done stepped away. You don't know.
I know no. Harvey.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Derek finna go?
So, yeah, I mean, it was just good to see him in the game.
He going back out. Go
ahead.
Might well going on.
Okay. Well, from what I caught from it, they look good. I don't want to jump the gun just yet, but they look pretty good. I feel like the only reason that Memphis scored and they got a little momentum because of that weather delay. I think that's what kind of deaded Mississippi State's momentum, because they were clicking on all cylinders. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, honestly, they pretty much pitched the perfect game until Will Rogers threw that pick. You know what I'm saying? So outside of that, they played good, and then Memphis, like, they scored that little they got them empty calories at the end, and you know that's pretty much because of everything that went on with the weather delay. When you take a team out of their funk like that for that long, that kind of usually happens. I expected them not to come back, you know what I'm saying, like not totally out of sync, but you know, making a few mental errors or whatever like that. But that Memphis team is not really that good. Like, that's why I always felt like last year, like, State won that game. The referees, you know what I'm saying, won that game for Memphis. That was a fluke. And we seen that this year, because I want to say they brought pretty much everybody back. And for them to get almost everybody back, and they got beat like a drum. That game was really, I told a lot of people, Saturday night. And then Sunday, like, that game wasn't as close as the score indicated. So, you know what I'm saying, like, if it weren't for that, you know, they pretty much pitched the perfect game. But Will Rogers, you know, did his, you know, throwing a pick. But other than that, everybody, they played pretty good defense. I feel like they need a little bit tuning up. They got to stay focused. You know, so they did good, but you know, I just feel like, you know, I'm ready to see when it comes to the upper echelon opponents. I want to see what they do Saturday night against Arizona. This is like, a lot of people not talking about this game. This is the game that everybody really need to watch. Now, Saturday night gonna see what type of team this is. The game Saturday night is gonna set the tone for the rest of the season.
I mean, this could be a trap game because Arizona, coming off a 1-11 season last year, they upset San Diego State. You know, I picked San Diego State to lose that game. I actually picked them to win, so Arizona cost me some money. You know what I'm saying? So I need my Bulldogs to exact some revenge on them, you know, for the money that Arizona cost me last week. Here's the thing, Arizona, I mean, they played us against San Diego State. You know, I don't know much about them either, but I mean, they had a balanced attack. Let's see, I have their stats pulled up here. You know, quarterback threw for 299 yards and 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. They had a pretty even keel rushing attack, 162 yards, 1 touchdown. DJ Williams ran for 88 yards. The wide receiver, Jacob Cowing, we got to stop him. 8 catches, 152 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Forbes needs to lock him down. You know, so here's the talent-wise, we are the more experienced team. We're the more talented team. We should win this game, but football is not won by us talking. It's won on the field. So we got to execute. And Ricardo, I'm not going to say it's going to set the tone of the season, but it's an important game because we don't want to go out to a Pac-12 country and lose. Not to a team that's come off a 1-11 season, not to a team that we should be, not for a season in at least year 3 where we're expected to win 8, maybe 9 games. This is a game you cannot lose.
Yeah, and I think I was speaking in this sentiment there. Like, I know, like, yeah, they're not really a good team. Like, we should go out there and dominate, but at the same time, you can't go out there and lay down. You can't go out there and just take it easy because, okay, this is Arizona. They ain't win but 1 game last year. They're going to just roll over for us because we're an SEC team. Nah, you got to go out there and play, bust their head, you know what I'm saying? Keep your foot on the neck like you should have did Memphis, because Memphis really shouldn't have scored with 3 points, if that.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's probably, I probably should have added more context to it, but that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So,
I got you, bro.
Check this out. I feel about this Arizona game the same way that I felt about when Greenville High played Gentry. It's Gentry. Like, it shouldn't be that complicated. But that being said, some people find ways to screw things up. now you guys were talking about the weather delay and how that kind of lulled the defense into a sense of security. I somewhat disagree. And let me tell you why.
I don't blame the weather delay, not me.
Because whilst there was a very long delay, Memphis scoring points came like
in the third and fourth quarter.
Everybody, well into them getting the game back underway. And what I'm afraid of is that I can't remember which season it was, but there was a season where like Mississippi State would play teams and they would get up big leads, and then like the defense would just give up a bunch of points randomly. Like there was like a UAB game. It was like they gave up like 300 yards passing out of the blue or something like that. And so the only thing that I'm afraid of is hopefully it was nothing. Hopefully we can chalk it up to it was garbage time. And there was they were playing late into the night because the game didn't end until like slightly past midnight. Maybe that was it. But what I hope it isn't is a sign of a defense that can sleepwalk from time to time. That would be that is the fear for me, taking the sandwich approach. Okay, I was thinking about this before the show. The sandwich approach. We say something positive, we say something negative, then you say something positive. So that way, everybody remembers you started. Forget about the negatives. Okay. So I mean, if there was something else that I would say positive about the game, the positives that they won. The rushing attack was looking good, and the negative is that the defense went to sleep. If I could go with another positive, I would say that Sawyer Robertson finally got to make his Mississippi State debut.
Who?
Wait, who is Sawyer Robertson?
Oh, the quarterback. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, Sawyer Robertson.
Yeah.
But he didn't get to throw the ball, man. Leach handed it off. I mean, the one time I want you to throw the ball, you hand it off. Man, let the man throw.
I know that's
what everybody wanted to see. We want to see Sawyer Robertson throw the ball.
Look,
Leach runs it.
You know my theory. I had said when the game was going on, people were like, yeah, they should put Sawyer Robertson in, let it blah, 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 blah. I like, look here. They be padding Will Rogers' stats. Will Rogers need to be in them games nearly as long as he do, but they need to say that he had, 400 yards passing and all that type of garbage.
Stop hating, Arthur.
So they keep him in up 30 and all of that crap all the way to the dead end of the game. And I'm like, okay, when he mess around and have a season-ending injury in garbage time, not that I'm wishing that happens, but I'm just saying that stuff like that seems to happen from time to time.
I mean, you're right. We definitely need to get Sawyer Robertson some snaps. We need to get him some game action. I mean, he didn't play at all last year.
Right.
And he had 4 games where he could have played him last year just to see how the guy takes the game action. And Leach did not play him. So you're right. We need to see what these back. Daniel Greek too. You got Chance Levertich, but he's not the future. Will Rogers, God forbid, might be gone after this season. You know what I'm saying? I know you're gonna be happy about that, Arthur. If Will Rogers leaves and goes pro.
I know that this is rude, but this is something that we need to talk about.
Uh-oh.
I know that I said I was gonna do a positive, a negative, and then do a positive. I'm about to throw out the window. I am so tired of Will Rogers and that doodoo looking face paint.
Get off his eye black, bro.
I'm tired of it. It always looked like somebody took a dunk on the dude's face.
Arthur.
No, I'm sorry. I can't anymore. I can't anymore. Like he needs to no. And then I'm also like, It's like Bull Durham, okay? If you go out there and you beat Alabama and stuff like that.
Wait. What does Will Rogers have to do to earn your praise? You have been crapping on this man for 3 years. It's true freshman season last year and now this year.
Hey, look.
What?
If you go be the GOAT,
he has to.
If he go be the GOAT, he got to do what Dakota Prescott never did. You got to be Bama.
Man, look. You want that man to throw our boogeyman for you to, man. Well, come on, man. You got to get a man his flowers. Man is leading all out assault on Mississippi State record books.
On Bull Durham, you can't have fungus on your flip-flops. If you make it to the show and you win 20 games, then it's colorful. But for now, it means you're a slob. You go out there, you beat Bama, and it looked like somebody put a cross on your face with doo-doo. Hey, it's a good story. You know, all the kids in high school do it and stuff like that because you their hero. Until now, you just look like, you know, it makes me think about your friend Rita Brett and her song about, oh God, Kenny Stokes, you know, raw boo-boo.
Hog head lie. You a hog head lie. Speaking of Jackson, man, how things going with the water situation?
I don't live in Jackson.
I mean, but you down there.
I mean,
you right down the road.
Hey, check this out. When I lived in Jackson, the water never worked. I mean, like if you were lucky, it worked from time to time. But for the most part, like you could reliably every 2 weeks, something was going to happen with the water. Like it was going to be low pressure or water notice. Like at this point, like, you know, it just kind of is what it is. After we had those, what was it, like a month where I didn't have water? What was that, in 2021 or something? I don't know. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you know.
I'm hating on my hometown.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying, like, it happened all the time. And, like, while I'm on my soapbox, right? People are talking about systemic racism and how.
No. Let's get back to football. I'm sorry. Let's get back to football. Football.
Whatever. Okay. Hey.
Football.
It is what it is. Okay, so
it's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings.
All right, so if you were going to talk about something else positive about the Memphis game, what's your other positive?
Special teams was pretty good.
What is that?
You know, special teams was pretty good.
Sometimes the music.
Huh?
What is the music? Why is I Will Survive playing?
Because that's what the bar I'm sitting in is playing.
Okay. Are you at a? Oh, I can't say that. I forgot. It's 2022. We don't want to get canceled, but I am very. I have.
I'm at Jolie. I'm at the Jolie bar.
A bar that's playing I Will Survive.
I'm at the Jolie Port.
Bar is it, Derek?
I'm at the Jolie Port Oyster Bar in Baton Rouge.
You at the Blue Oyster Bar. Okay, that makes
Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, dude.
Okay, you at the Blue Oyster Bar. It's fine.
Ain't no Captain Harris coming in here.
Okay, your other positives.
Special teams, bro. I mean, special teams pretty clean, you know. I like the special teams. Special teams clean, you know.
Okay, man, like the special teams. Ricardo, what about you? What's your other positive?
The receiving core.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know any of their names, and I think that that's the good thing. is that it used to be a time where you only reliably had like a couple of guys who could actually catch the ball. All these dudes can ball. So, like, it doesn't matter. I like that. It's like, hey, next man up. It don't matter who's out there. They all will make a play. So, bad boy, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Arizona. We kind of sort of touched on Arizona. Not really. I mean, it's just Arizona. I mean, it's not like Arizona State, or who I'm not worried about either, or Washington, or Oregon, who we'll talk about that later, or USC or something like that. It's just Arizona. How hard can it possibly be? Okay? I mean, I feel like we should go over there. We should get a win. I feel like we got those SEC athletes. I feel as though that the air raid is conducive to beating Arizona. And yeah, I just think that, you know, around the second quarter, they're going to be like, we can't, they're too strapped. You know, we might be able to even run the ball a little bit more on them. I don't know. Now watch us go out there and lose by 3 bajillion points. And then I might not be able to see the game because I'm going to be in Minnesota. Whatever. I should see if Minnesota has a game. Go check that out. Yeah, whatever. Okay, Derek. Arizona game. Thoughts?
Man, look, Mike Leach has played against Arizona, you know, at Washington State. So he's going to be familiar with the area. He can have this team prepared for the time zone change. He can have this team prepared for the weather. I mean, Jed Fish, second year, so he don't know Mike Leach. Mike Leach don't know him. But Mike Leach is going to have the team prepared to go to Arizona. We're going to come back with a W.
Okay. You know anything about the team other than that they was butt cheeks last year? Not really.
Absolutely not.
Exactly. Let's ask Cardo. Do you actually know anything about Arizona other than that they was butt cheeks last year?
I know they fired Kevin Sumner. I know that I think the quarterback, he's cool with CJ. Him and CJ Stroud were teammates. They do the quarterback from Ohio State.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about Arizona. I mean, call us whatever you want to call us. Let's see. Who is this guy? Let's see about the coach. Okay. He was quarterback coach for the New England Patriots. So in other words, he's basically gonna he probably has somebody taping our practices as we speak. And also definitely want to keep our hands we want to do like Davis's mother, and we want to make sure that the balls is full. So yeah, there's that. That's a Coach 30 reference in case anybody gets. So hey, I personally on Saturday I went and I seen Jaws. Right now, people seem to take exception to my you know, I'm a part of the Cinemark Movie Club. I go watch movies every now and again. I rather enjoy Jaws than the fact that it was in 3D. I hate watching 3D movies because they look blurry and my eyes started hurting as soon as I had in it. That's side the point. I didn't get to watch the Ole Miss game. All right.
Did you wear the 3D glasses, Arthur?
Yes, I did wear the 3D glasses, and I never returned them. Okay, I just don't. Okay. So yeah, I didn't get to watch the Ole Miss game. Now, I think I probably watched Ole Miss, and I know that Ole Miss say that we live rent-free in their head. They might be right. But I feel as though that Ole Miss deserves to be in hell. They belong in hell. I watch all their games to make sure that they get there. Now, I mean, that is what it is. From what I understand, they say that their quarterback did not look that hot. I know that Luke Altmaier was trash in the bowl game. So that is what it is. I feel as though that Ole Miss is probably gonna have a little bit of a down season, but who knows? I've been wrong before.
The only thing that scares me about Ole Miss is that running back. I mean, he's legit. I mean, the kid from I can't remember, but the 5-star running back they got. I mean, he is very dangerous. So he can break a tackle and be gone. So we're gonna have to, whenever we get to the Egg Bowl, we're gonna have to make sure we stop him. Jackson Dart, you're right, Arthur. He was not spectacular. He really didn't do much to win himself the job over Altmaier. Now, Altmaier is going to be starting this week against a favorable opponent than last week. I think they're playing against Central Arkansas. So yeah. Altmaier, should have a decent game, but I mean, yeah, he's from Starkville, but he went to Ole Miss. I want you to throw 5 picks in game, homie. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see Central Arkansas beat Ole Miss. I would love to see it happen. I mean, that would be so awesome if they lost this game. Ricardo, what do you think about Ole Miss this week?
What I think about Ole Miss just all together or just this week?
You can talk about did you watch the game against Troy?
No, I didn't. I wasn't going to waste my brain cells or our energy even participating in that.
I mean, I hear you, but you got to watch your opponent, so you can talk bad about him. If you don't watch them, you can't talk bad about them when they make mistakes.
Well, I get you. I heard about the running back that guy. I forgot where that boy from. Yeah. Is he from Mississippi?
No, bro. He's a transfer. I mean, Ole Miss got 2 transfer running backs that are very, very talented. Right now, their names are escaping me. I know I'm gonna have everything. My internet, I had everything pulled up, but my internet's acting stupid over here. Mm-hmm.
I know that Trader caught a touchdown, said.
You mean
his name
Judas,
should remain nameless? Judas. Yeah, Judas caught a touchdown. Said I never know that.
Yeah.
So you know. Who they play this week? Memphis.
Central Arkansas.
Oh, that's gonna be another win.
Yeah, they're gonna beat them. Central Arkansas is weak. I mean,
that iPhone charger.
Yeah, basically.
iPhone charger.
Yeah, that's what our students call Callaway.
You know what?
Them phones.
We beat Murrah, so I'm happy. You can't talk bad about my Chargers. What them Greenville Hornets do?
I mean, they got beat, but at this point, I'm used to Greenville High losing, so it don't even matter to me. I mean, they've been rubbish pretty much my whole life, so there's that, okay? You cannot offend me by talking bad about Greenville High. At this point, now, hey, check this out. So they've been bringing up the stats for Greenville High and stuff like that, right? So did you know, like things like they're still like one of the top winningest programs in Mississippi history. And like Greenville has beat Clarksdale like twice in the last almost 40 years. And we still lead the all-time series against them. Like that's how dominant they used to be, but they, that's another story for another day. All right, so Gary, did you get a chance to catch the UGA game?
I saw the final score. And they beat Oregon to sleep. I mean, They roasted that duck. I mean, Oregon should not be in the top 25 after that win. You know what I'm saying? They should be all the way out. You don't be a top 25 team and lose like that and still stay in the rankings. No, you're supposed to be instantly kicked out. It wouldn't matter if you was the number 1 team. You lose like that, You don't deserve to be ranked. Nuh-uh.
I mean, that is what it is. I wasn't expecting them to lose that bad. I mean, geez Louise. So, I mean, it just seemed like they got just a wee bit outmanned, but that can happen to anybody. Cardo, you catch any of it? Are you familiar with what happened?
Look, man. I ain't seen her beating that bad since Ike beat Tina. That was like I haven't seen a group of duck. I seen a duck get treated that bad since death. Like that was pathetic. Like I don't understand how y'all got on TV and embarrass yourself like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that team is a fine-tuned, well-oiled machine. Like if Stetson Bennett can play like that all season, ain't nobody beating them people, man. Like nobody. Like I don't even see Alabama beating them. Nobody in the country can beat them folks. If Stetson Bennett can play like that, and then he didn't even play that good in the national championship game. If he can play like this, sky's the limit for him. It's like and one thing that really just caught my eye and stood out to me. And this is I'm not trying to throw any subliminals or nothing, guys, but this shout out to Jeremiah, man. I peeped this out. Georgia has a 6'7", 275-pound tight end. He played Saturday, and he got some wiggle. I didn't know they had that dude. I know we had people, and we know people that does scouting and stuff like that, and look into stuff like that, man. But hey, that's scary, man, to see something that big coming at you. That's like LeBron out there playing tight end. So if they got something like that,
what did Jeremiah do?
Like, no, I was talking about when it comes to them recruits and stuff like that. Like he would know about all that type of stuff. And I was looking at that dude, and them folks say that man was 6'7", 275. Like, what? So yeah, that's what was, saying, my thing. Like I was like, usually he probably would have, if he would have been on here, he would have brought something like that up. But like I'll bring it up. Like I seen that, I was like, dang, I didn't hear nothing about that. Anybody like that being recruited. Like I usually keep up with stuff like that. But yeah, that's scary, man. Like those people gonna be scared. Like seriously. But Oregon don't need to play another SEC team. Never ever in life.
Yeah, but so the rest of the SEC, of course, Alabama trounced Utah State 55-0. Texas A&M beat Sam Houston 31-0. Florida won their opener. Just a coach that turned us down.
Hey, check this out. So somebody was talking about I watching SEC shorts, and they were talking about, there's no way that Dan Mullen would have a talented quarterback on the bench for 2 years and not play him. I was like, y'all must don't remember him being at Mississippi State. I remember going back to what Ricardo was talking about with Jeremiah. I remember back to Damian Lewis, Josh Robinson, and Dak Prescott were all on the team. They were all on the bench. And plenty of people were saying, those guys are good. Those guys are it. They need to play those guys. If we play them, we'll start winning. When they finally put all of them on the field together, that's when the 2014 season happened. So I have no problem believing that Dan Mullen had somebody who was perfectly capable on the roster and just didn't play them for whatever reason. Okay, so I didn't get to watch that game, but I didn't think that Florida was going to win. I thought there was going to be one of those situations where, number one, for some reason, I don't really have faith in Billy Napier. Number two, I feel it's not so much that I don't have faith in Billy Napier, so much as that I'm wondering if Florida has kind of gone Tennessee on us. But can Florida ever really turn into like I guess that what I'm saying, that the difference between like Florida and Tennessee and Nebraska programs that used to be elite that I feel as though will never be elite again is that Florida is in Florida. And Florida will always have the natural recruiting base that Nebraska, like if we were playing a game with, 11 ears of corn against another state's 11 ears of corn, Nebraska probably win it every time. But, we talking about horses and stuff. I mean, who's trying to go to Nebraska? But I've never been to the university. Maybe University of Nebraska is a wonderful place because people would probably argue, why would somebody go to Tuscaloosa, Alabama? But, hey, I know on the video game, hey, if you want a good wide receivers, recruit from the state of Alabama. I don't know what it was on NCAA football, but Alabama always had the best receivers. I don't know what the story was there.
Speaking of Nebraska, former Mississippi Bulldog, my cousin William Prince is on the coaching staff at Nebraska. So,
okay,
I mean, he says he likes it out there, but I mean, Nebraska is was a former national champions winning team. So, I mean, they're not good now, but they used to be. So, but go ahead and finish the SEC wraparound. I had everything up here, but
hey, now you know what I really want to talk about?
The LSU game.
Yeah, I want to tie Brian Kelly and his family.
All right, let's go.
That game was a freaking Charlie Foxtrot all the way. Like, what the freak was going on? LSU looked horrible. I was watching the game. I like, first of all, they look like they being coached by Joe Moorhead. Number two, what the heck is he doing? Now, I gave this man the game plan to win. They actually scored like this. I'm like, dude, it's LSU. Hitch the ball to the running backs, and you can beat Florida State. It's just Florida State. Again, Florida State then fell into that category of those schools that, they didn't kind of lost their mojo a little bit. They, it's not, but they don't put fear in nobody's heart no more. So I like, y'all can beat Florida State. Just hand the ball off. I don't know what was going on because I don't know. Like
LSU's running backs didn't do anything in the game. The quarterback was the leading rusher because he had to run for his life. That's why he was the leading rusher because he ain't had no time to throw the ball. I mean, Jaden Daniels is getting criticized. He was 26 for 35, 26 yards, 209 yards, and 2 touchdowns, 114 yards on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's a decent game for his first game as a Tiger. But you don't want your quarterback to be the leading rusher in the SEC. You don't want that. It's, John Emery Jr. being suspended for the first 2 games is going to impact the LSU rushing attack. But I don't think him playing would have had any difference. The offensive line got destroyed by Florida State's defensive line, I mean, former Bulldog was out there doing some dirt. I ain't going to say his name because he was former Bulldog, but he was out there doing the thing. So, hey, 2 former Bulldogs on that squad. You know what I'm saying? The first Judas, you know what I'm saying? And that former defensive lineman. You ain't going to say the name,
Right.
So
I prefer not to say their names. Okay, so I got to cook these steaks, so I got to get up out of here. So, hey, I tell you what we going to do. Let's go ahead and do our predictions, and I'm going to get up out of this thing because
all right.
Do I really want to cook these steaks on a grill? It sounds, it don't sound like the move right now. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, so starting off.
All right, Alabama, Texas.
Yeah, let's do our game next. All right, Alabama, Texas. Ricardo.
I don't know if I want to be biased and be a homer, but I think
that's the team, man. Who gonna win?
I think I'm gonna stick my neck out there and say I'm looking for Texas for upset, man.
You freaking nuts.
What your money? How much money you want to bet? $20. Man. Alabama win.
Nah. 28-24 long. Get them home.
You gonna bet?
Hey, you gonna put some money on it?
Nah, I ain't gonna put no money on it, man.
I about to say, but that's easy money right there.
Ain't gonna beat the shit out of Texas.
Right. So is that your prediction?
Yeah, 28-24 horns.
No, I'm God, Derek.
I'm picking Alabama.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Alabama too. Roll Tide.
I don't know what the hell wrong with Ricardo. I don't know what you been smoking over there, homie. You been smoking on something.
No.
South Kakalaki, which has I don't know, freaking Spencer Rattler as quarterback. South Kakalaki versus Woo Pig Suey. Derek.
Woo, Suey Pig.
Yeah.
Going with a homeboy at quarterback.
That sound about right. Cardo, South Kakalaki, Arkansas.
I think I'm gonna roll with the Geechee folks, man. With the Geechee Gillies, man. I'm gonna roll with Kakalaki, man. Kakalaki by 4.
Arthur?
Arkansas. I believe Spencer Rattler low-key trash. All right, so we got the Wake Forest Demon Deacons versus the Vanderbilt Commodores, who are now the top team for the the college football playoff. Cardo, who do you?
2-0.
Wake Forest.
You said who play?
Vanderbilt and Wake Forest.
Wake Forest by 40.
Wow, 40.
All right, Derek, what about you?
Wake Forest.
Wait a second. Let me go ahead. Oh. I'm taking Vanderbilt, okay?
You taking Vandy?
Yeah, you know what that dance was, right? You know what that's the marbles, boy. That's the marbles.
Oh my God. And you did that shit on film too.
That's the marbles. All right. I'm gonna take Vandy. That's based off of absolutely nothing. It's more of a joke than anything, but whatever. All right, Missouri, Kansas State. Derek, what you got?
Give me Kansas State.
All right, Cardo.
You said Missouri and Kansas?
Kansas State.
Missouri and Kansas State. I'll go with Kansas State.
I'm on Kansas State too. I'm going Kansas State too. All right, Appalachian State, Texas A&M.
Aggies.
Cardo.
Aggies in the close.
I am going to take Appalachian State.
I
gotta do it.
Why?
I gotta do it.
Why?
Some people better than folk give them credit for, man.
Check this out. Appalachian State. Did they lose last week? Yes. But they lost to North Carolina. And I actually did watch Texas A&M's game last week. They weren't that good. They just happened to be playing Sam Houston State.
Yeah, but UNC let FAMU score on them. Jackson State beat FAMU 59-3.
I just feel like
and then the thing is, UNC played against a supposedly weakened FAMU squad. They didn't even have half their team and gave up 24 points.
Hey, it is what it is. Hey, see me after the game, and we'll see what's up. All right, Tennessee, Pittsburgh. Cardo, Tennessee, Pittsburgh. Who you got?
I got the Panthers by 10.
Okay. Derek?
I'm going Vols. Even though Pittsburgh came back and got me some money last week, man, they had me scared, man. So I'm going with Tennessee this week.
I'm not drinking the Tennessee Kool-Aid, and the game is at Pitt. I'm going with Pitt. I am going with Pitt. All right, Kentucky, Florida. What you got, Derek?
I'm gonna go with Florida. I'm gonna go with the school who's won national championships in basketball and football versus the basketball school.
All right, Ricardo, Kentucky, Florida.
I'm gonna go with Cats.
Okay.
Mr. Stringer, what's going on?
It's hard for me to go against. In my heart of hearts, I'm gonna go with Florida. Because what are the odds of Florida beating Utah last week and then losing? I'm going Kentucky because that's what they want me to do, is to choose Florida because they beat Utah. That's what they want me to do. But then again, it's Kentucky having to go into the swamp. I'm still going to Kentucky. Anyway, all right. Central Arkansas, Ole Miss. Who you got? I'm going to go with Derek first. I can't hear you.
The Rebels.
All right, the Rebels. Ricardo, who you got? The Care Bears or the Rebels?
I really want to go with Central Arkansas, but
man, they gonna get the shit kicked out of them. Man, you gotta be sensible, man. Central Arkansas.
Yeah, I guess I go with
Ole Miss.
I go with Ole Miss, man. I really want to go with Central Arkansas, but I go.
That's because you hate Ole Miss. That's why you want
them
to lose. I want them to lose too. I would not put any money on Central Arkansas to win this game.
My prediction is that no matter who wins, we lose. Next game. San Jose State and Auburn.
Auburn.
What about you, Cardo?
I'm gonna go with San Jose State.
Yeah, I about to say, let everybody tell it. Auburn season is gonna be a disaster.
Who you rolling with, Arthur? San Jose State or Auburn?
Auburn. I believe that reports about how terrible Auburn is just overstated. Auburn is nothing else. They're real solid. They might not break through all the time, but they're always real solid. Now, they probably wish they had some more of them $100,000 quarterbacks lying around, but that's another story for another day. All right, last game. Southern Baton Rouge versus LSU.
LSU, man. Come on.
Who you got, Derek?
LSU, man.
Man, I guess. So you don't want to. So you don't believe in a black man, huh? That what going on? See,
it ain't got nothing to do with that.
The man has conditioned you to not want to pick your own people. All right, what about
you pick Southern then, Arthur.
Brother Blackfeet. Why is Ken coming in?
Man, I'm finna shock the world. I'm going with them Jaguars out the bayou.
Put some money on.
I was just kidding. Ken, you showed up entirely too late, man.
Y'all about to shut it down?
Yeah. Man, you know it's been an hour. Hey, go ahead. Go ahead. Give us your thoughts right quick.
I ain't got no thoughts. I just wanted to get on the show. My thoughts are AJ got the freshest cut. He is clean right now. Listen, I'm refereeing middle school football today. We got on a lightning delay, so I said let me call in and see what's going on.
Hey, how your girls doing?
Man, they are doing spectacular. I want to give a shout out to Coach Diamond, who is a young lady that I coached at Knoxville High School. I got her a scholarship to Russ College, and now she is helping me. She's my assistant coach now. So she ran practice today, and she just called me talking about how good they did. So I'm excited about my team, man. It's gonna be pretty special.
This dude hired his replacement. I can't believe it.
Hey, yeah, you go. I'm my replacement. Yes, sir. That's the goal, though. I'm out. You got to bring them along, bro. You got to.
Hey, before we make another pick, we gotta let Ken get his picks in before we go forward.
Talk to me.
All right, hey. So we got crap. I didn't change the page. Wait, hold on.
I got it up.
All right,
Alabama and Texas, Ken.
I'm giving another shout out. Shout out to my former coworker, Ray Pickering, who is, y'all remember I brought the guy on the show that time? Y'all was like,
yes, unfortunately, I remember that.
Well, he's now on the coaching staff at Texas.
Really?
So he done made his way up. He's on the coaching staff at Texas. So I love him to death. That's my guy. We still talk. So he's still a down-to-earth guy, but I'm still going Alabama.
All right. Arkansas, South Carolina.
All right, Kansas. Did the quarterback play last week? South Carolina?
Yeah.
Did they play? How did he do? I didn't see it.
I mean, South Carolina won, but I mean,
I'm saying the quarterback
against Georgia.
All right, Georgia State been cold lately now. Chill out.
All right, Vanderbilt versus Wake Forest.
Is that a real game? Wake Forest. Let's go.
Arthur picked Vandy.
Hey, I'm not. They ain't fooling me. Wake Forest.
All right. Kansas State versus Missouri.
Let's go, Mizzou.
All right. Texas A&M versus Appalachian State.
A&M. I ain't got nothing funny to say about that. A&M. Let's go.
Tennessee versus Pitt.
Tennessee and Pitt. Woo! You know what? Because media wants Tennessee to be something every year, and then they always disappoint. So I'm gonna stick with history and go with Pitt.
All right. Yeah, I know Jack and Shirley ain't coaching Pitt, right?
I don't care crap who coaches them. I don't trust Tennessee until Tennessee do what media always wants them to do. Until they finally do it, I'm not rolling with them. Pitt. I don't care if Pittsburgh ain't won in 4 years. I'm going with Pitt.
All right. Kentucky versus Florida.
That's early.
Yep.
Oh, and that's good. Because Florida actually came out with a little funk, a little fire. But guess what? New coach. I'm going with the seasoned team that's already put together. The system is already in there. That's a rolling wheel. Is that what you say? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we're going with the Wildcats.
All right. Ole Miss versus Central Arkansas.
I would never pick Oxford.
So you going with Central Arkansas?
I would never pick Oxford. I don't care if I got money on the line. I'm never picking Oxford.
All right. Auburn versus San Jose State.
War Eagle.
All right. LSU versus Southern.
I picked the Baton Rouge team.
It's both of them from Baton Rouge.
Surprise! Nah, Southern is trash. LSU.
Oh man, I hope ain't no Jaguar heard you. They're gonna come for you. Arthur, who you picking? LSU or Southern? Arthur Lee.
Nah, I'm here.
LSU or Southern? LSU.
The real winners are gonna be Brian Kelly family.
All right. Let's see here. Who we got left? Our game. Mississippi State versus Arizona. Arthur.
Hashtag Hell State. Hashtag GTHOM.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, go Dogs, man. Go Dogs. What else?
Ricardo, we sweeping it. Hell State.
Most definitely.
All right. Arthur, go ahead and close us out, homie.
Okay. Right. Let me swallow this rotel right quick.
Why you eating that rotel? Of course, I always know I gotta say, talk of the yard in Starkville. You need your yard sign and all that kind of stuff. That's who you go to in the building. Make sure, hey, and I don't know if the people know my new job. I'm the head softball coach at Russ College. Can I give myself a shout out real quick? I'm a college softball coach, y'all.
I thought you were a volleyball coach.
Volleyball? No, I went with the volleyball team to Florida. Years ago, I prayed for a job that'll take me places, and guess what? You know what? Volleyball was going to Florida. Free trip, free room, free beach, free food. Yes, I will go.
Why you leave football alone, man?
I'm a baseball guy.
Oh, okay.
Football is secondary. Said football secondary. So I'm still fooling with football, as you can see. But football has always been secondary, man. I'm a baseball guy, so I had the opportunity to come back to Russ. I actually played baseball at Russ College. I played baseball in college, and so I had the opportunity to come back and coach softball, which I don't think I want to coach baseball again. I like softball way better. The game is better. The athletes are. Yes, the game is it's exciting. It's so much more exciting and fun. It's so much more exciting and fun. Like it's live. You know what I'm saying? It's live and it's upbeat and it flows. It goes fast. Yeah, they be cheering in the dugouts. So, man, it's fun. It's just like go to a softball game, go to a baseball game.
It's I've been to a softball game before. I've been to several softball games. I've been at a few softball games.
And they had a little pigtails and stuff like that. It'd be great.
Yeah, but you cannot compare to a Mississippi State game. That's a totally different ball game because a Mississippi State baseball game is live from the first pitch to the last. It's going to be live. So you can't compare, Mississippi State game, no, you can't do that. I'm talking about in general, a baseball game, I'm knocked out sometimes. Like a pro game, I'm gone. I'm asleep.
Hey, Ken, Mr. John want to know, were you coaching at Noxubee when Wayne Jones was coach there?
Wayne Jones?
A coach near there, I guess. He just said Wayne Jones was coach near there.
No, I don't know Wayne Jones. I don't know Wayne Jones. I was in Noxubee from 2016 to 2019. So if that helps you out, but I don't think I know Mr. Wayne Jones. Yeah. Unless that ask him, is that Dr. Jones? Is that the old superintendent? I mean, if it is, I wasn't there with him. I don't know his first name, but the old superintendent was not there when I was there, if that's who he's talking about. So
right.
Leave it to Mr. John to ask about some guy that was there back during the 70s or something like that.
That's probably what it was. Like,
and Mr. John over there pull on that lobster, man. He in Maine. Him and his wife up in Maine. Look, so he
when I go to Minnesota, all I want is some lutefisk. That's it. I just want some lutefisk. I'm not asking for much, or maybe some of that fermented shark. Whichever one comes first, I will take. Okay. Hey, look! Don't look at me like that, Ken. What do I look like? This is like when I go to Spain next month. Look, I already got the reservation. I'm going to the oldest restaurant in the world, and I'm going to eat the pig. Okay? The little roasted baby pig. There is nothing anybody can do to stop me from having it. Okay?
I'm gonna say that, hey, Arthur, you have been doing a lot of riding. Whenever you decide to ride with your friends or solo, let me know. I'll go with you.
Hey,
I know how you roll though.
Look, man, we should totally go on a cruise. I said we need to get the Black Dawgs cruise going. All right? All we need for our lady friends to not be so insecure. That's it. Be like, didn't you say that your friends are single? Okay, and what about it? All right, you act like I'm gonna be for the street while I'm there.
I'm going to Jamaica next summer for a wedding, and I'm going on a cruise for my 25th class reunion in May. So in May and in July. So y'all want to ride out in June? I'm down. Like I'm out here.
Hey, that's not the worst idea. All right. Anyway, let me go and close the thing out because I supposed to start making these steaks like 10 minutes ago. All right, so bad boy, baby. All right, so this brings us to the end of the Black Dawg Sports Podcast. Very briefly, Cardo, pardon thought.
Hope everybody have a good weekend. For all of those traveling to Arizona, which probably won't be many. Be safe going out there. Hope these boys go out there and show a valiant effort and pull the win out. And hey, y'all, stay up and watch the game Saturday night. Don't be like that.
All right. So,
Yeah.
ain't the game starting at like 12 o'clock at night or something? Like, man, hey, look.
It's 10 o'clock our time. 10 o'clock Central Time.
I'm going to be watching that game like watching Netflix. Anyway.
Hey, y'all know what we ought to do one game? We ought to have like a live commentary during the game one day. We ought to do that.
Haven't I suggested that like 3 million times?
Yeah, you did.
You have.
As long as you don't call me. Don't do it.
I'm gonna get my. Can I get my important thought? Because they coming back. I guess I gotta go back on the field.
All right, what you got, man?
They coming back out. I just want to say, hey, my little 3 minutes on the screen was fun. Glad to be back. Hopefully, we have some more shows, some great shows. I'm coming to a city near you. If you got somebody that needs to trying to play college softball, you holler at your boy. Hale State, pause up, Russ College. Let's go, baby. All right. I gotta run. Peace.
All right. My question for him was why it looked like he officiating in the middle of a slave plantation.
See, listen, I ain't going nowhere. But listen, hold on. Wait, hold on. Let me get out the truck so you can see. So you can see,
it
bro.
looks like a set of 12-year slave they playing for.
I mean, listen. This almost look like Greenwood. Look at it.
I'm like, man, it look like a practice field. What are you doing?
Man, yeah, it is. But it's. I mean, the field is actually pretty nice. But we're in Ashland. Okay. We're in Ashland, Mississippi. I'm in Ashland, right down the road from Russ, from right down the road from Holly Springs. But I gotta go. They're about to start. Right. Hey, man, we'll see y'all later.
All right, Derek, what's your part thought?
Man, look, I just want us to go to Arizona, come back with that W. You know what I'm saying? Because don't want to go up the road, be late at night, and get our ass whooped. So just want us to come back home. We get prepared to play LSU down here in Baton Rouge. I'm gonna try to go to the game. Hale State, bud.
All right, yeah, bad boy. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to the Greenville High School Hornets. Y'all, the team is, I'm gonna just say it, low-key trash. But hey, it's a great day to be a Hornet anyway. Maybe y'all will get it together. Why we can't have a winning season? I'm so tired. Okay, so when the game comes on, I will probably be in Target Field watching the Minnesota Twins and the Cleveland Indians, Guardians. So y'all make sure that y'all watch it. Keep me updated and stuff like that. Ghetto Revival, hallelujah, holla back. Peace out.